Okay, one of the comments was on one of my other videos, how to use a wire feed welder. Wanted some pointers. I'll just show you how I run a bead. I'm using this little Craftsman 110 welder because that's what the guy had. I got a piece of steel here. I used a grinder, and I grind a spot down where I'm going to put the ground and a spot where I'm going to run the bead. You always want to grind a little bit to get past the paint. So let me just see if I can get this to set up here so you can see it. Looks like you can. So hopefully now you can hear me. Alright, so I've set the welder on wire speed 5 and the voltage on C, if you have the same one, which would be right around, the voltage would be right around about 75% of what it actually operates at. So I'm going to go ahead and ground where we want to ground. And to clean this, I just used a 4-inch grinder. Always make sure your metal's clean when you're welding. Your weld will stick better. And if you notice on your ground, the wire's on this side, not that side. The continuity will go through. It'll still get a ground, but I always like to make sure I put that side on there, get a better ground. With the wire feed, if you're not familiar how to run the wire and stuff, leave me a comment, I'll let you know. But if not, it's pretty much you just pulling the trigger and voila, it's coming out. These are about the simplest thing in the world to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this on an angle like this because I work backwards. If I was working this way, I would hold it on an angle like that, about a 45-degree angle from the metal. And I'm just going to start my bead, and then I'm going to kind of do half moons as I roll back and forth, laying it in there, laying the metal in there. And make sure that you actually see the little puddle as you're going. So here we go. That's about it. That's how it works. I'll run a longer bead for you. And that's about it. That's how you run a bead. So let me grab a hammer here. I don't know if I have a slag hammer. I guess pretty much anything will work just to knock the slag off. I'm not using argon, so I have a flux core wire. And there's the bead. Kind of an ugly bead because it was quick, and all this this stuff will just come right off. All the little flakes that you see there, that's all just slag. If you have an argon tank hooked to it, which these do allow for an argon tank, then you're not going to have as much slag. But there you go, ugly bead, but it will hold. It won't come off, guaranteed. So I hope it helped you. Enjoy.